am I really loud? Let's do this. Is this better? Okay, I'll learn to speak softer. Can everyone hear me? Maybe we'll meet in the middle. How's this? Or you guys can just have, if you've seen Friends and I get really loud, you can pull a Ross. You know Ross? I saw some of you doing it, yeah. If I shout at you, it's really weird, I can hear myself echo. All right, welcome to Dallas World Tour. My name is Andrea Tompkins, and I might upchuck right now because I'm so incredibly nervous. This is the first time I've done this, so bear with me. I'm super excited to be here today. I am a Scentsy consultant based out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Yeah, Okies in the house, man, that's great. And actually, that's all I'm gonna tell you about myself, for two reasons. The first being that I wanna give as much time to this training as possible because I value your time and I wanna be a good steward of it. And the second being that a lot of times when we learn about our fellow Scentsy brother and sisters, we only have apparently one Scentsy brother, brothers and sisters, we do a lot of comparing, right? Everyone, yeah, you know you do it, you compare yourself. And what happens when we compare ourselves is that comparison steals our joy. Because no matter how we measure up, it never works out in the end. Because two things happen. Either you think, oh my gosh, they are so amazing. They've promoted how many times? And she's got a team of what? I could never do what she does, so I might as well not even try. Right? You guys know that you've done it. You do it when you scroll your Instagram feeds. You do it all the time. And it steals your joy. And in this case, you would check out of this entire training. Or the flip side is that we find that we're better than the one we're comparing to, right? We think, they've only done what? She's only been in Scentsy how long? I am way ahead of her in this game, so what could I possibly have to learn from her? And then you've checked out. And listen, I'm not judging because I've done it too. So, for now, all I'm gonna tell you is that I'm a Scentsy consultant based out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I am honored to be here with you today. Yes. And apparently I really am honored because every time I spit out that sentence, I get choked up. Like, I'm so honored. But it's ridiculous. So, why are we here? To learn how to lead the pack, right? It's on the sign outside. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so my goal and hope is that by the end of this session, you leave with not only a greater understanding of like those aha moments, but also a real excitement for two things. Discovering more about your new team members and building relationships with existing teamies. I'll say it again for all you note takers out there. Discover more about your new team members and build relationships with existing teamies. Are you guys ready? All right, let's dive in. So, if we need to discover more about our new team members, what exactly is it that we need to discover about them? And this is a question for you that you guys can shout some answers at me. What do we need to discover about our new team members? Their goals, their why, what motivates them, and you guys are spot on. You could have wrote this for me. Anything else? What are their passions? Man, you guys are great leaders, obviously. Those are all really good answers, and I'm gonna add to them and repeat a lot of them because I have the microphone and you guys just did way more awesome than I gave you credit for when I wrote this down. But before we can ever effectively lead our pack, we need to discover what I have dubbed the who, what, where, why, when, and how of them, okay? So we need to learn who they are. Are they a husband or wife? Are they a parent? Do they work from home already? Are they a career person? Who are they? Why did they join Scentsy? Just like you guys said. We all know how huge the why is, right? Everyone should be shaking their head yes. Knowing your why is big. When and how are they able to work their business? These two I put together because they go hand in hand. So for example, if your new teamie is a mom of 4 kids, maybe she can only work her business in the evenings after the kids go to bed. Or maybe your new team member plans to work 2 Saturdays a month. Or maybe they have all the time in the world, in which case I want to be that person. But you need to know, what did I say? When and how they're able to work their business, all right? And then, what do they want out of their Scentsy business? This one's big. Do they have big goals, right? Do they want to sell and promote and do all the great things? Maybe they just want to support their addiction, because we all know how great Scentsy is, right? Maybe they just want a hobby, something to fill their fun time. What do they want out of their Scentsy business? I'm gonna stop you right there to get you interacting so that you're not just listening to me and getting tired, because we all have full bellies, all right? I want you to give me a thumbs up if, when you joined Scentsy, you joined with a hobby in mind. You were like, I want to fill some spare time, do some fun things, thumbs up. Hold it there and keep it there. If, when you joined Scentsy, you wanted to support an addiction that you had, you saw, oh my gosh, I'm spending all this money and I should just join so I can make that cash back. If that's you, one finger on your nose. Y'all look good, stay there, don't move. And thumbs up, keep your thumbs up. If they get tired, just switch thumbs, all right? If you are both, you can totally, you can do both, all right? If, when you joined Scentsy, you had big goals right out of the gate. You thought, I need to supplement this income, I need to sell and recruit and team build and promote this many times. If that is you, both hands on your head. I only have one free hand, but you should look like this. All right, stay there. If I didn't list why you joined Scentsy, give me some jazz hands. Or you can, I'll settle for spirit fingers, okay? All right, now keep doing what you're doing and look around the room. Thumbs up, hold them high, finger on the nose, look around. How many different consultants are in this room, right? You can stop. People with different plans and ideas for their business, different goals and schedules. Guys, if these were all of your team members, would leading them one way work? No, it wouldn't. This is why it's so important to make that initial connection with your team members to discover who, what, where, why, when, and how of them, so that you know how to lead them. Because if you don't, inevitably, one of you is gonna end up frustrated because maybe they joined with big goals and you had no idea, so you didn't provide them the proper leadership and encouragement that they needed. Or maybe you're frustrated because they joined as a hobbyist and you thought you had your next first-gen director. It's happened to all of us, we've all done it, right? Did you know that only 8.9% of direct sellers work their business full-time? 8.9%. That means that 91.1% of us are working our business part-time or less, right? And how many times when we get a new recruit, do we expect them to be selling big, smashing goals, #boss life? I know I'm guilty. That's only gonna happen if you're magically attracting the 8.9%ers, right? None of us are that lucky, guys. So save yourself the frustration and get to know your teamies ASAP, right? Yeah, I can get an amen, that's good, all the right things, because I know it is. All right, the good news is that Scentsy makes this super easy for us. Go figure, because they're great like that. There's actually a worksheet in the workstation titled Mentor Sheet, and it's got all the things I listed and more. It is the sheet that you need to start your Lead the Pack climb. And you can find it by logging into your workstation, click on the Success tab, and type in Mentor Sheet. It's the first one that'll pop up. And this is a system that you can implement whether you have a team of 1 or 100 or more. It's what we like to call a scalable system. It works no matter what level you're at in your business, right? And guys, if you've been in Scentsy for 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, it's never too late to start this. It works. I started doing this for my team in 2019. I joined Scentsy in 2014. I went 5 years without knowing or doing this for my team. It's never too late to start, I promise. Just gotta do it. All right, again, so that I don't lose you, I wanna keep you moving and awake and alive, all right? We're gonna put this into practice. All the introverts in the room say yay, all right? We are going to get together in groups of 2 or 3, but the catch is you cannot know the people that you partner up with. Because, you all hate me right now, yeah? Right? Yeah, okay. It's really for 1 second, all right? We are going to pretend like this is that first reach out with our new teamie. We're trying to learn the who, what, where, why, when, and how, all right? This is just to get you guys used to it because I know that you dread making that connection with people. I get it, because I dread it too. So, we're gonna do this. I'll give you about 5 minutes. It might be easiest if like the first row just turn to the row behind you, third row and so on. However you need to find 2 strangers, do it, and I'm gonna time you. Ready? Go. So, now that you've connected with your new teamies, how did that feel? Was it yay, boo? Yeah, I got a thumbs up. Yeah. Yes, guys, I get it. It was maybe a little awkward at first, right? Hashtag stranger danger. That's what I tell my kids. But as you kept conversating and connecting, I saw lots of smiles and laughs, genuine connection with your new team members, right? Yeah, you guys did it. Great, now go home and do it with your team, okay? Everyone say, yes, Andrea, I will. No shaking your head, no. We gotta do it, right? You guys did it. Okay, now, on to part 2. Now that we know how to make initial connections with our team members, how do we now nurture and grow those connections deeper as time goes on? Because that's part 2 of our Lead the Pack journey. I promise to never go, ooh, in this microphone again during the training. That was bad, right? Okay, so what are some ways that you guys like to build connections with your teammates? You can just shout some things out at me again. Get-togethers, Zoom, eat, yes, food always wins. Starbucks, what did I hear over here? FaceTime, yes. All right, guys. Those are all great ideas, lots of food ideas, I totally agree. Lots of great ideas, and again, at different levels. Zoom, team get-together, those are different levels because your level of continued connection with your team members is going to depend on their level of commitment to their business, right? Goes back to needing to make that initial connection. However, there are some baseline things that we all can do no matter what level we're at and no matter what level our team members are at. The things I'm about to share with you work for everyone and are super great for nurturing connection and community amongst your team. All right, the first is shout outs. Shout out. Yeah, I was gonna do that in the microphone, but it would be really loud. Shout outs are a really great way to connect with your team, pump them up, excite them. And I'm talking about social media shout outs. Either you can post on your page and tag them, you can post on their page. Maybe if you've got a team page for your team, if you don't, that's okay. Most of your directors or star directors or superstar directors do. A great way to encourage your team is to go into those groups because when you shout them out in team pages, what happens? The rest of the team chimes in and they're giving virtual high fives and sending all the awesome GIFs and really encouraging each other, and that builds community and it really breeds connection with your team, right? They feel led and loved. And how much does a shout out cost? $0. And we all love free, right? I mean, technically you gotta pay for your Wi-Fi or something, but that doesn't count, right? Team paid shout outs are the best. The next, I'm gonna try to not spend 18 hours on because it is my personal favorite, and it's Happy Mail, right? Raise your hand if you love getting goodies in the mail. Look around the room, all right? You have to be the Grinch living on Mount Crumpet to not love getting mail. So all of you who didn't raise your hand, I'm wondering where you live, okay? All right? I'm just gonna call you the Grinch. Guys, everyone loves Happy Mail because it's a nice reprieve from bills and junk mail. Because that's literally all I get in my mail. Bills, junk mail, and Scentsy Happy Mail. Like, those are the three things that my mail consists of, right? And you don't have to break the bank with mailers. Everyone thinks, oh my God, postage is so expensive. A postcard stamp costs 35 cents. So, mailing 10 postcards a month is only $3.50. This was $5, all right? You can sacrifice one trip a month to pour into 10 of your team members. You can, and your team deserves it, okay? Also, if you think, well, where do I get postcards? Scentsy to the rescue again. Just look in the consultant store. They have got some great postcards already made up for us. And I know what you're thinking, Andrea, I send the same postcards all the time. Boo, I got you, okay? There's this really great group on Facebook. It's called Make Sense Sensible Flyers. I'm done, okay? No, but for real, that, and there are actually quite a few Scentsy consultant-led Facebook groups where they create postcards for you. All you have to do is print them at home and mail them out. And I personally love printing out postcards from home. Occasionally, I'll buy from the Vistaprint Scentsy shop, but my go-tos are the Scentsy store and just printing them at home. And then, all you gotta do is mail them to your team. And guys, mailers in general are bomb for your business. And that's bomb in a good way, like dabomb.com. Because what happens when we experience something that we enjoy? We share it on social media, right? Yeah, every time you go to a new restaurant that's fabulous, you go and post about it and tell everyone to go there. When you get that new outfit for Scentsy World Tour and you take all the pictures and you're like, hey, social media, I'm feeling good, yeah? Yeah, when we experience something that brings us joy, social media is the first place that we go, right? When your team members get Happy Mail and they experience joy, they take a picture, they post it on Facebook, and they tag you in it. And then their friends, family, and team members see, and they have the opportunity to love on them, shout them out, congratulate them, but also your friends and family and team members see, right? And they're going, oh, she looks like a good leader. Oh, I like Happy Mail. I want Happy Mail. I'm gonna join her team. You cannot go wrong with Happy Mail. Like, please, if you guys want to practice sending Happy Mail, I'm just gonna write my address somewhere and you guys can practice on me, okay? Happy Mail is the best. You cannot go wrong with it. And that's all I'm gonna say, I promise, all right? The last way that I suggest highly pouring into and building those connections with your team is coaching calls. Don't hate me, but you just practice, right? Okay, this is one that you need to try on every new team member because we just discussed that. Yeah. There's actually another great PDF in the workstation for this purpose titled Help New Team Members Reach Their Goals. I'll say it one more time for those taking notes. Help new team members reach their goals. And it basically helps you have an initial coaching call with your team members. It's kind of like the mentor sheet I mentioned, but it basically just lists out their goals. And it's really good for helping you set up reoccurring coaching calls, which is what you need to do. Because reoccurring coaching calls is really gonna build that personal connection with you and your teammate. They're gonna trust you. If you guys sat in Fifi's breakout, she talked a lot about your team trusting you, and that's where a lot of issues come into play. But reoccurring coaching calls, consistent coaching calls, it's gonna build trust with your team members. It's gonna show them that you're truly there for them consistently. You know, that you're not wishy-washy or flaky, or that you just don't want numbers from them, right? It also drastically improves retention rates, and it models to your team members how they can lead their pack, right? When you consistently coach them and lead them, they go, oh, I got a new team member, I should probably be doing this with them, right? I just mentioned retention, and it's worth letting you guys know some fun numbers that I learned. Did you know that the annual turnover rate in direct sales is 56%? Some of you might be gasping, some of you might be going, 56%, what does that mean? It's basically just a good number for you to have in your back pocket, so that as you focus on your team retention and pouring into your team, you have that average number to fall back on. And if you're thinking 56%, oh my God, that turnover rate is just, It's fun to know that the annual retail turnover rate is 53%. So us direct sellers, we doing pretty good, y'all, okay? Now, this doesn't mean you need to have the same turnover rate. You obviously want to shoot for better. And if you're the competitive type, #achiever, you could probably play a fun game of seeing how much better you could do with your retention rate than 56 or 53%. But you can do all that by implementing what we are discussing here today, guys. The goal here is to lead your pack. And as you lead, they'll replicate and duplicate, and they'll lead their pack. You don't need to be leading 5 million team members. You need to pour intentionally into your front line, and as you do, they'll pour into their front line, and so on and so forth. It is an easy, scalable system that anyone can do. Right. So, you know, I like to get you guys doing stuff so you don't get bored. We're actually going to open up our workbooks, and there's that fun CLIMB acronym that Scentsy likes. It's the acronym for World Tour. So we are going to think about our business and fill in some blanks. I want you guys to challenge yourself to one thing from this Lead the Pack. So whether it's, I'm gonna challenge myself to more coaching calls in my leadership, I'm gonna challenge myself to 22 mailers a month, whatever it is, do that. And here's why, I'm gonna go into this more, but we're doing this because, guys, if you walk out of this room and you go, oh my God, Andrew's so great, she does such a good job. Okay, that's it. It's pointless. Like, you might as well not even sat in here. Like, thanks for your time, but next. Like, you have to take this stuff home and you have to do something with it. So right now, as you begin to write these things down, as you fill out these CLIMB acronyms, this is your call to action. This is your accountability to say, I'm gonna take this home and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna challenge myself to blank in my leadership. I'm gonna learn how to coach my team by. I'm gonna influence my leaders this way. I will magnify enthusiasm, because enthusiasm breeds community. It's my favorite. And the B is my favorite. I believe I can do this because. How much time do we have? Because 4 minutes? Ooh. All right, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to do that, and then I want maybe 2 people more, if we have some time, to actually share, because that's accountability. All right, so quick, write some things down, I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I would like a couple of you to share. Go. Share one of their takeaways that they're gonna go home and do, challenge themselves to do. Raise your hand and I'll come to you with the microphone. Oh, I see you, Nikki. I got you. get a microphone.
Just the challenge part? I want to challenge myself to establish a mentorship attitude.
Yeah, attitude. Attitude is everything. Who says that? Who says that attitude is everything? Someone does, but I like that. Mentorship attitude. Anyone else want to share? Yeah. That's okay. You can enjoy your snack. Okay, you enjoy your gum.
Send out all my happy mail because I make it and I never send it. It just I'm better.
Girl, she's gonna send out those mailers that she makes and doesn't send out. Someone check in on her, make sure she sends out her mail. Anyone else want to share before we go? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your attention. Thank God I didn't throw up on you. You guys are awesome, and enjoy the rest of World Tour.